Naturalist Farmstead asked, who's been your favorite person you've had a recorded interview with, podcast, YouTube, etc., and what was the biggest takeaway you got from it? Man, I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, we like everybody that comes,
but I think he's talking way prior.
I
don't know who.
Don't look at me. I don't do interviews.
For me, I watch everything multiple times because I have to. But I've gone back to listen to this last one with Dana just for fun.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Dana's good. All the people we've had on, there's something from all of them.
And like that, all that old stuff when you guys are in the old shop, there's a lot of good. Just you're sitting talking to Ben, that kind of stuff. Like it's entertaining just to hear what you guys have to say to each other.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that one, man. Guys show up and they're like, "Hey, we should do a podcast," and some people I can work with and some people I just can't work with. Like we could have dudes come in here that are literally the best in the industry, but I just don't fucking vibe with them, you know, or the energy's fucking weird. Like I used to hear people say that and it was just like some crystal rubbing bullshit, but it's fucking like, I don't know if it's age or maturity. I don't know what it is, but it's fucking really, really real. It is so fucking real. You come in and like your hackles just get up when somebody comes in and like, they have value to add and they're fucking, you know, good dudes in their field or whatever, but I can't fucking be close to them. It's if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And if you've never experienced it, you will.
You will.
It's like, it's not, but it's like it's painful to be around them.
So
like you walk up to them like,
man,
there's something up here, you know?
It's energy.
Yeah.
I got a friend named BJ. And
yeah, you do.
BJ was standing here, and I was talking to somebody, and another guy's name came up, and he looked at it, and BJ was like, I don't even know who that dude is, so I don't do drama, man.
Yeah.
I just don't fucking, if it's negative, don't involve me in it if I'm not fucking in it. And that really stuck, man. And when you start operating under that path, things really do change for you. It really does. Your frequency is what you frequently see. And if you're constantly involved in shit, that's the only thing you're going to see, and you're going to get more of it. When you operate in positivity and proper direction, you're going to have a lot more of that, and you're going to find that you have less time. But if you let that other one sneak back in, man, it will poison that well.
Not recently, but maybe a couple of years ago, I started just telling people, I don't care, don't tell me this.
Right.
You know? And like they would think that it's rude, but you're talking about some bullshit that doesn't matter to anybody, especially me, and you're wasting my time. So you're the one being rude.
Her and I have been doing that, right? We'll be in bed talking about something, and I go, you know what the beauty of it is I don't fucking care. Doesn't affect me. It's not here. It's not coming here. Don't fucking care. And she'll do it to me too, and it does. It checks me. It fucking puts me back on the proper path.
Because a lot of it just doesn't matter. It's literally just noise, and it is just distraction.
I hear Annie always gets reports back from California, and she wants to tell me, I'm like, I left California.
We left on purpose.
Yeah, like I don't care about anybody that's there anymore. Did they come to visit us? No. Because they don't care either. So
I think
leave it there.
California comes up a lot on the nightly videos, right?
Yeah. And
I say, if I woke up tomorrow morning and California had fallen in the ocean, I would giggle. Like I've warned you motherfuckers. If you're still there, you do you, man.
Yep.
I'm not fucking coming to help you.
I even realized the other day that I stopped watching YouTube channels based about gun laws in California because
they don't affect. Who cares? Yeah, man.
I just don't waste my time with that bullshit anymore.
Yeah,
and it's okay to say I don't care because you don't. You know.
And to answer that question, Naturalist Farmstead, I'm sure when I get off of here, something's going to hit, or I'm going to remember something tonight, and I'm sure that I'm not giving credit somewhere where credit's due, but. Just off the top of my head, man, I don't know. There's been so many of them. Caleb Mays. Had a burp. Caleb Mays. And guys, I don't know what this shit sounds like through the microphone. It's really loud in my headphones. Caleb Mays. John, if getting nylon from the mill continues to become more and more of a problem, do you foresee SOE transitioning to other materials to supplement product? I know we would all love the chance at some production leather bags. By the way, my last 2 orders that weren't promo codes shipped in less than 12 hours of placing the order. That's faster than Amazon and Walmart. So, a couple things here. That is fucking awesome, and I appreciate you for pointing that out. If you really want to help us, I need you to tell other people that. I need you to put that out there public. I need you to put this on social media. You really want to help us? Make posts on social media that is not private. Tag people who would be interested in seeing it, and tag me in it, because then I can share it. And that's what really grows this. That's what brings more new blood. It brings money. It brings energy, ideas. That's what brings and builds community, right? We can all tell each other how fucking awesome we are in a closed room, but we already fucking know how awesome we are. And I'm not saying that about me. I'm talking about you too. So if you could tell other people that, that would really help all of us. As far as the mills, they're still running, man. They're still running. And I would bet you could probably get a lot of this shit offshore. Everybody's really, really fucking stuck on made in America and this and that, right? Would you know the difference? What if you couldn't? Like all these guys that like OD Green, right? A lot of the OD Green stuff's getting harder and harder to get. Like we can't even buy olive drab 3-inch webbing. We probably could somewhere. I don't know where to buy it. But the guys that we've got it from for literally the last 30 years, they're just not making it because I'm one of the only dudes that was buying it. So they would buy it, warehouse it, and then have it on the shelf when I wanted to order it. We could still buy dye lots. I could buy 5,000 yards, 10,000 yards of it, in which case you order it now, you might get it in a year. But there's still tons of other options that we haven't explored. And if it meant you getting olive drab green, would you care, for instance, if it came from China or Thailand or wherever? Are they going to close that off? Do you think we'll ever see it? Probably not. It's probably going to still be accessible. So we just switch colors, man, and that's what you're seeing happening right now. We got some OD Green Cordura in here a couple weeks ago, last week maybe, and we ran a ton of OD Green stuff, and now I've got a ton of OD Green, and we ran low numbers because guys don't buy OD Green. They squeal the loudest, I want this, I want this, I want this, but when we run it, it sits here. And I've got a ton of OD Green micro rigs and 12-gauge rigs and AK rigs and 308 sitting on the shelf right now. I say shelf, they're on cool pegs and they're displayed on a big display wall. So we're running, it's hit it, quit it, on to the next thing. If I ran micro rigs every day, there wouldn't be urgency to it. And you would know that you could go get one whenever you need it and you wouldn't buy it. So that's why you're seeing our business model for the last several years has been hit it, quit it, on to the next thing. If I can sell 100, we're only building 75. And we do bags one week and rigs the next week and something else the next week, but we still constantly have to put new shit out there to keep fresh eyeballs and to get you guys to come back, because it's not even about you buying the new thing. It's about it. It's about attention. Attention is really, because without attention, it doesn't matter what your product is. So will you buy the new thing? Maybe. What else will you buy with the new thing, right? We're looking for a dollar amount every day in business. I have a dollar amount to be at $1 million. I have to make $3,000 a day. $3,000 a day is my panic mode. When I'm at $3,000 a day, I'm very concerned that we're not making any money. I want $10,000 a day. That's typically where I'm very comfortable. So if we have a $3,000 day for a couple days, I better see some $20,000 and $30,000 days at the end of the week. And when you don't execute on that, or you don't, let's call it manipulation, right? If I can't trick you to come to my page and buy something, and is that even really the right word? If I don't capture your attention with a really cool video with some fire in it or something fun, or show you a sequence of things. We just filmed we just made a firewood tote. We've made them a year ago. We just never brought them to market, but we made a couple yesterday. We filmed some video cutting the material. We filmed sewing them together. We showed Miranda sewing one of her together. So there's a couple of them. And then we took them out. We actually chopped a tree down with an axe. We sawed it up into pieces. We split it with a handheld maul and broke it into firewood, and then we lit a fire with it. But it's that idea that's going to be planted in your head through that sequence of video that's going to come out and be 2 minutes or 1 minute on Instagram or whatever. It's going to capture your attention. The firewood carrier is the thing, but the idea, it shows you vision yourself. Well, I have an axe. Maybe I should sharpen my axe, right? Maybe I should get my splitting maul out. Maybe because gas is really expensive and they keep saying deep, dark winter, maybe I should create some firewood. And I'm really going to have a lot more fun doing it with this SOE wood tote, right? It's weaving the picture. And the picture, the story you tell is always going to be better than the story that is true, right? So we show you us doing it, and then you picture yourself doing it. So, I don't know. It's always hit it, quit it, on to the next thing. What's right? What's wrong? What's the proper move? I never know. We just kind of do what seems right, We just do what works for us also, importantly. And we're just really lucky that our audience base, our customer base, aligns with us and wants the same thing. I mean, we are moving to a point where, I don't know how long from now, but it'll get to a point where you won't just go to a website and buy our stuff. It'll be a closed website. You'll have to have a membership or a login to get to our website to be a client. I would rather deal with a couple thousand really good people than 100,000 randoms, right? Somebody that we actually know and will align with us. So
I think that people don't realize how close that is already. Like casual watchers, they don't realize that when a text message goes out, it's gonna be sold out by the time you see it.
Every single time I send out a text, some dude he'll reply 5 hours later. Oh, is that sold out?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That was sold out 5
minutes ago. And that's what, but I, and they're always like, but I was doing this, I was doing that. Mm-hmm. Well, it was more important to those other guys.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, okay, you're in an operating room and you were saving a dude's life. I understand.
Mm-hmm. But.
Yeah,
we do things, right? We make exceptions. We make shit work for people. Mm-hmm. If you want product and you think product's difficult to get with, then interact with us more. I do a live video every night where you talk to the fucking owner of the company about anything you want to talk about. And dudes are on there like, hey, I want to get this thing. I'm like, send me an email. Yep. Right? Mm-hmm. We print those emails out. Cody came to me this morning and he's like, hey, I'm about to run 8 mag stacked rigs in Woodland. I go, those are going to be badass. I go, how many orders? He goes, I don't have any orders. I've got 3 dudes that you printed out that said they wanted them. How many extras do you want to do? So we're building those because these guys that we interacted with asked for them.
Yeah.
And I want one. I think they're fucking cool. So he's running there. That's what's cut, right? I think they're already on the floor being sewn right now. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, my point to that is if you go to the Special Operations Equipment website, there are some stuff that you can order.
There's a lot.
But the cool stuff, you can't order it because once it goes live, it's sold out. So it's closer than what people think. Probably closer than what you guys even think. To just, you don't even need a website,
We don't.
Yeah.
We're talking about, what's the other program we're talking about right now?
Mighty Networks.
Yeah.
We're talking about moving shit over to, that's what Dr. Barry's done. Mm-hmm. So he live streams there. It's an app for your phone. It builds a custom app for us. So when we go live, we're live. You watch it on Mighty Networks, on an app on your phone or your computer or your iPad. They do live streaming. They do interactive. The audience can speak amongst themselves. There's a forum there. It's a website like Shopify. Everything's there. Mm-hmm. And that's, what's the kid's name that did James's website? Nathan Ruff built James's website. And that's kind of what that is. But things have changed in just those couple of years now. So there's, I don't know if there's a Liber TV app or not. I think there is or is going to be or was.
I don't know. I use it through I have a Fire Stick and I just get on the browser and watch it on TV.
Yeah, we have a Fire Stick somewhere. There's porn and everything on that thing, isn't there?
Ours was jailbroke.
So I used to do that, and you can get anything you want.
There was porn in different languages.
Yeah.
But it was all like you'd go to look some new movie up, and there'd be 20 of them, but you can only watch one sometime. It was like LimeWire used to be, or
so
some
that's
shit.
what it is. Is what the Fire Stick did was when you jailbreak a Fire Stick, it allows you to access other people's websites.
Right.
And those websites are hosting those videos, and sometimes they don't work.
Right.
But
or their computer's offline.
Exactly. But yeah, I go to there's like I think it's called the Silk browser, and it's just like Safari, but I go use Liberty.
So I've noticed more and more when I'm searching things, they're just not fucking on the internet anymore, right? So Google, and it used to go to DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is Google now. So Brave browser kind of has some shit, but I mean, I don't know what you use at this point.
If it's popular enough for most people to know about it, then they're either gonna get bought or.
And then they tell you like the Onion browser, the dark web, right?
Yeah.
But I think you could probably get fucked up there if you log your computer on and then some hackers got access to whatever's on your computer, you know? I'm of the belief that any keystroke you've ever made on a keyboard is recorded somewhere. It's just whether they have access to it or not.
Including your telephone.
Or whether they want to access it.
Right.
Because I think it is stored somewhere, and there is somebody who has access to it. You know?
So New York Times, I guess, was just hacked this morning.
Really?
And they put a headline out that Shapiro said he was going to kill AOC. And they put it out there it was real, right? It was definitely there. Tim Pool had said, hey, I screenshotted this thing. And then they pulled it down, but the URLs are still there. They just don't redirect now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anybody can get fucking hacked. You would think that the New York Times or whoever it was fucking would have some badass firewall. Apparently not. Yeah. Josh Drivers, thank you for the information about the tent stoves. I hadn't even thought of that as an option. Have you ever looked into hydro generator, kind of like Ricky from Pawn Stars has set up, possibly between ponds with gate valves so it could be controlled? So I saw the video you're probably talking about on his island. He uses Battle-Born batteries. He's full off-grid. Really neat setup. We have a really big pond, a really big problem with our middle pond. Our upper pond has to be completely removed and redone, and it's really not in the right place. So for water, to make electricity out of water has to fall, and then the electricity has to be used to pump the water back up so that the water will fall. So could it be done? I'm sure it could. We're just not to that point yet. We're not there. It's going to take a chunk of money to fix this thing. I've got a lot of other things that I would rather do than have that middle pond functioning. We have a ton of water in the back we can move if we need to. So it's not an issue. Sounds neat. I haven't looked a lot into it. I know they've got some little hydro things you can put into streams. I think I would probably investigate more wind turbine here before I would look at water turbine. I just don't know about it, man.
And it seems like you just don't have enough running water.
Well, we have no running water.
Yeah,
is the problem. You have to have running water.
You could build something, but that's not enough.
Yeah, you could pipe it and have it contained in the pipe and have the electricity push a pump that pushes it to the turbine. It's
just not.
Yeah, that's why power plants are always next to falling water.
I was going to say, Loretta Lynn's place is right down the street, and she has that. I mean, I don't think it works anymore, but...
Does she? I know she has the water wheel there. There was like that grist mill there.
That's what I'm thinking of. Like, I don't know if it still works, but it powered something there before, and it's right on a waterfall.
And she passed recently.
I know. That's what got me thinking. I wonder if it's going to be for sale. Probably not.
No, the kids own it, so we know somebody that actually knows those people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When we first moved out here, I took everybody because we all like that.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, that kind of country where it's like 60s going into 70s country. We're all into that, so we had a really good time out there.
I just like the Davy Crockett atmosphere, like the settlers. Max's Path. Okay, so your plants, trees. Okay, so for your plants, trees, have you thought about water bags? You fill them, and slowly over time, they dole out the water. And from what I understand, it is less affected by heat and evaporation. And it might even work for raised beds, not sure, but maybe something to look into. Just not sure if it would work for the scale of operation. So I think what you're talking about is these. It's almost like corrugated waterbed material, and it's a collar basically that goes around the tree, and then you fill it in some manner, and it has holes, so it just pisses out over time. Not used them. I think they're called wall of water or water wall. They use them for the sun heats them up during the day, and then they move. They heat the plant that's inside them to extend growing seasons, and then they also have some that drip. I've not used them, man. Seems like a cool idea. Definitely something we could probably buy or fabricate. I don't know.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I got a pee too.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about realest, wanna